Hi, this is Oluchi from the Curvy Cauldron. The holidays are coming up and it's around the holiday shopping time, and it's also almost time for 2026. And 2026 is the year of the horse. So, what did I do? I did what I usually do. I made calendars. So, I have two calendars and they will be available on my website, the Curvy Cauldron. And through that, you can go to my online store, thecurvyden.com, or you can just go to my online store, the Curvyden, and purchase these calendars. There's also journals that you can purchase from my online store. And you also have to go to amazon.com and get a gift for your loved ones or for yourself. Get my complete portrait collection, my debut portrait collection, Taste to Hypocrisy, now on amazon.com. But the reason why I'm making this video is it's around the time for holidays where you're buying things for yourself, things for your loved ones, and also going to all those holiday trade shows or holiday shows. And I have decided that I also want to start making trade show appearances and holiday market appearances. And what do? I get set up for those things so that when I go there, I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off. And one of the things I did was getting a Stripe reader, because one of the things I do as a business owner is integrate Stripe in some of my platforms. That way, payments are easier, especially payments that are coming directly to me without a buffer like Amazon or any other places that I sell products. So I decided to get the Stripe M2 reader. And I'm making this video because I'm going to show you how I set it up. But before I do that, this is how the box looks. And it comes with the serial number on the side, like the serial number of the product on the side. I'm covering it because now everybody is a hacker these days, and I don't know if that's sensitive information. So I'm covering the that. But yes, this is how the box looks. And it comes directly, you order it directly from in your Stripe dashboard. You go to products, I think, and then there's all the terminal products. And then you order the terminal reader if that's what you want. They have the S7 500, I believe, there, and a couple others. They also have the generic one that you download the app on your on your the Stripe app on your iPhone and make payments from there. But I wanted the M2 reader. So this is how it looks. You can tap payments, you can charge it. This is a charging part. You can, it can take chip, so you can slide in the card, or you can also swipe. So this is the port where it swipes from. So it has everything. That was why I decided to buy it. And while I was buying it, I looked at a couple reviews, and there were some reviews that said you have to code to set it up. And then Stripe was also saying something about coding. But I really wanted it. For some reason, I just felt so drawn to it because I was comparing it with Square, and a lot of the things I looked at said this had better integration and this can be used with a lot of other POS systems. So I decided to get it. And now, after I got it, I decided to set it up. And I looked at a couple POS apps to download. There were the Stripe Pay checkout, and then the Stripe app itself. There were a couple payments, but I decided to go with Terminal Pay, and this is how it looks here. The terminal, oops, the Terminal Pay app. This is it right here, right here. This is how it looks, right? So if you open the Terminal Pay app, it will show your business name right on top there. Well, if you open the Terminal Pay app first, you will have to Stripe Connect. So I wanted a payment app that I could just connect to Stripe. So first of all, you have to go to your account. This is how a lot of things look. Closer. This is how it looks, right? So you first, the first thing I feel like you should do, and the first thing I did was do the Stripe Connect. And after when you click Stripe Connect, it will take you to the strap. It will take you to the Stripe dashboard. Let me see. Take it to the Stripe dashboard, and then you can connect it, sign in, connect it, and it will send you your verification code. You enter it, and you do everything to connect it to Stripe, right? The problem came when it was time to set up my device, which is this. Oh, side note, something I didn't mention earlier was for this device, they recommend, I didn't even open it. Okay, let's take a little thing and open it here. This is how it looks. It's very minimal. There is no papers inside, like you have to read. But when you get it, you can, it will tell you what to do. Connect the cable to the reader, charge for 2 hours before initial use, which is what I did. Um, Power on the reader and enable Bluetooth on your iPhone or your tablet, which is what I did. And also, before you buy the M2 reader, make sure you read what it says on the Stripe website. I think it can only connect to, it's programmed to connect to iOS 14 and above or iOS 13 and above. And while my phone may look like an iPhone 6, it's actually an iPhone S2 or SE2 or whatever. But those ones that have the body of the 6 and the system of the 14, so my iPhone can connect to it. So before you get it, make sure you look and make sure it's compatible with the iOS device you have or the iOS operating system that you have, right? So it says follow instructions in your point of sale app to accept payment. So it's not very, it doesn't really go into details like that. So, and it has like a barcode that you can scan to go straight to the Stripe manual, um, like the manual for use, where you go and it tells you how to use it. So I did that, and it just basically told me to connect to my app. It doesn't quite tell you the POS apps that are compatible with it. It just tells you the iOS operating device or the Android operating device. I didn't quite pay attention to the Android one. I paid more attention to the iOS one because I have an iPhone. Um, so that's that. And before you connect it, you can Google and see other payment apps that you want to try. I decided to go with Terminal Pay, which I already showed you. And now let's go back to Terminal Pay dashboard. So my company that I use for a lot of my things is the Curvy LLC, and that's the Terminal Pay um, logo right there. So this is me currently setting it up, and I already showed you guys that you have to, if you're using Stripe, you have to connect to your Stripe account, right? So after you do that, you go to when you go to connect your device. So when you go to my devices and you go to connect it, first of all, you have to make sure your Bluetooth is on. And then when when you click it, when you click to connect your device, well, hang on. You have to make sure your Bluetooth is on here. So this is how it looks. Oops. Hang on here. I don't really want to show my device name here, but this is how it looks. So my device name is already showing because I already did one of the steps ahead, but this is how it shows my devices. And if my device name wasn't showing, this is the first thing you will see, which is connect my card reader, Stripe M2. So when you click connect my card reader Stripe M2, this is what it will show. Connect my card reader and on Y-Spot 3, and then it will tell you to take your M2 out and plug the reader so it can charge, and then press the power button to turn it on. When you press the power button to turn it on, which I just did, it will yeah, the power button is on the side. Then your Stripe reader name will come up, and then you can click connect. You can either click on the Stripe M2 reader. You can either hang on here. So when you click it, your Stripe card name will come up, right? And then you can click connect. Whether you click connect or you click on the M2 reader, it will take you to a location, like a page where you update your location, right? The problem with that is if you don't go to um, the Stripe dashboard itself, whether you do it um, through desktop or through your phone, if you don't go straight to the Stripe website and update the location for that particular device, so put where it's going to be used, it will keep taking you round in circles, and it will keep saying cannot connect, put in the country, put in the state. It will keep saying can't connect. So you have to do that first for you to be able to actually connect it here. And also make sure that your Bluetooth is on when you're ready to come back to the app and connect it. And now I will show you how to connect that on the website, on the Stripe website. And you're not going to be seeing my face, you're just going to be seeing a screen sharing of me connecting it. So stay tuned. So after I met this roadblock, I did what the normal next step would be. I went to the Terminal Pay app website. And let me just say, Terminal Pay, you need to step your game up because your website is not very helpful. No, it's not. So let me show you what the terminal the terminal pay website looks like. So yes, this is what it looks like. And then if you go to, hang on, let me open this up. If you go to get started, it will just show you that you need to download the app, and then it will tell you to connect your Stripe account, and like it will tell you how to do all these things, but it doesn't quite go into detail on actually connecting it. Or at least I didn't find any details that actually tells you how to do these things, right? So it will tell you to get started, it will lead you back here. Like it just kept doing certain things. So on top, there is something called support, like on there's a couple bars on top called support, and then we go there, and then when you try to search for how to get started, it will tell you like how to connect your device. It will tell you how to connect it, but it doesn't quite tell you how the general connection, like it doesn't go into detail on how to troubleshoot it, or how to that you need to go and set up that location in Stripe. So just FYI, it has other good information here, but it doesn't quite give you that key piece of information. So low pay, terminal pay, step your game up, okay? trying that and running into that location problem, I decided to go straight to the source, which is the Stripe um, desktop or the Stripe website itself. You can access this website through the desktop, or you can do it through, you know, through your phone, as long as you go to the Stripe website. Log in and it will authenticate and all of that, right? And then I go straight to terminal. I cropped it off a little bit because a lot of stuff here is sensitive information, so I'd rather not share my direct location and all these other things, and stuff on my payment stuff. So here I am. I click terminal and it brings me straight to this. And this is after I have purchased the Stripe M7 reader. So I already purchased it. I already placed my hardware order. I've received it. And now it's saying deploy terminal and go live. To do this, it will, when you click this, let's click it, and it will send you to review, and it will give you this thing about setting up the life cycle, a lot of this. And if you click any of this stuff, it will take you to this page. Let me find, no, not this page here. Where is it? Yeah, it will take you to this page about creating a location, and a lot of this seems like coding stuff. And I really don't want to go to this unless it's a last resort, because that would mean I'll have to learn how to code, because I don't know how to code currently. So I go back here and I think there must be another way. So I'm going to try to set up a location. And to do that, I am going to manage all locations and create location. And then I'm going to location name, I'll just say trade shows, assuming that I'm someone that's going to be taking this reader out to trade shows, right? And then phone number, I'll enter this generic phone number 202, I can't remember what it says, 555 8976. And then street address, I will use Bumble, Bumble Drive, apartment 5555. City, I'll say Abilene, Abilene. I don't know how to spell Abilene, Texas. I'll say Abilene, and I'll do Texas. Oops. Let's see here. And zip code, I really don't know the zip code of Abilene, so I'll say it's 666-777-888. And then I'll hit done. I'm gonna stop recording and actually enter my real address and everything and hit done, and then we'll go back to recording this video, okay? Okay. Okay, now that we are done doing that, I will say it is very important for us to go back to the terminal. So going back to that, right when you click terminal, the overview, it is very important to always refer to this deploy terminal and go live. So it's very important to refer to this deployment checklist. Some of the things here don't apply to you if you're using this particular reader that we're talking about, which is the Stripe M2 reader. So when we were done setting up the location, which is what was holding us back in the Terminal Pay app, you can come to support registering readers in field, and you can look at um, what applies to you. So right here is what applies to us. Use location to group your readers. So if you're using a smart reader, which is what the Stripe Reader M2 qualifies as, you create the terminal location, which is what we did. And one of the cool things about creating that location, I didn't show you guys that part because it had a lot of sensitive information. But after you click save, after you input your location and click save, or the location the reader is going to be at, and click save, if you click this developers area, I'm not going to click mine because it will show my address and all those other things, but I'll show you what it will, where it will bring you. It will bring you to this area. No, not here. It will bring you to here. So if you click it, it won't bring you exactly to here, but if you open up that um if you open up that this, like if you open the workbench, it will show you all the things you're updating in code. So right as you update that address and click save, if you click here, it will show you terminal location. It will show Abilene, Texas, and all of that that we put in, right? Bumblebee Drive and everything. Yeah, so it will show that. But back to what we were looking at, we were looking at the deployments, and it said for smart readers, support specifying a location while registering the reader. For Bluetooth readers, sorry, we have a smart reader, but our smart reader connects with Bluetooth. So you can actually not do this. You can just go straight to, for Bluetooth readers, support specifying a location while connecting the reader. So we have done the terminal location. And remember, while we were doing the terminal location in the Terminal Pay app, it refused to do it. But then when we came to the Stripe website and put in the location, if you go to the Terminal Pay app, which I will show you a little bit later in this video, you will see that it will show up there as trade shows and market, which is what we put in our Stripe, right? So the only step left is connecting to the reader, which we will do via Bluetooth, and I will show you that. But I think this is all we have to do for now for the on the Stripe website, and now we will go to the app part to show you. Okay. Okay, now that we are done setting it up in Stripe dashboard, putting in the location and making sure that everything is working, now I'm gonna go back to Terminal Pay and finish up the setup, right? So let me turn my screen recording on here on my iPhone and go to Terminal Pay. So now that I'm in Terminal Pay, I'm going to, and don't worry, I'll put this video, actually, I'll put it on here. So now that I'm in Terminal Pay, I'm going to go to, what do you call it? I'm going to go to my account, and I'm going to go to, I already did the Stripe Connect, so I'm not going to click there. If I go to locations, I'm going to see the location, trade shows and market, remember? That was the title of the location that I set up in the dashboard. I used trade shows for the fake one that I showed you guys. Of my real one, I did trade shows and market. So that is the location there, and I like that it's there. So I'm going out of there, and I'm gonna go to Stripe, not Stripe Connect, my devices. So my device already shows up, but I'm gonna connect my Stripe M2 reader. So first of all, this is the M2 reader, like I showed you guys. So I'm going to turn it on. And it's on now. So I'm going to click connect my Stripe M2 reader. And you see the number of the M2 reader. I'm going to blur out the number just because it might be sensitive information. It feels like giving someone the code of your iPhone. Instead of saying discoverable as Oluchi iPhone or as Stripe M2, now it's gonna say discoverable as the whole number, like the serial number. That feels a little weird, so I'll blur it out. But right now, I'm gonna if whether you click Stripe Connect M2 or you click Stripe or you just click Connect, it's gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna do Connect. And remember, Bluetooth is still on my phone, and my Stripe M2 reader is also on. So now it's going to say pair. So I'm going to pair them. And then looks like your device needs an update. Please keep it plugged in and we'll get this updated for you. Okay, and I'll do done. My device is plugged in. Um, and my Stripe M2 reader is in there already. Now I'm going to um test this out and see how it has other things there that I just it has the purchase equipment there. I don't need it. It has the peripheral setup to connect to a printer or cash drawer. Right now I'm connecting the card reader. The connect to a printer probably, but I'm gonna see if I can um email email it. I don't really want to print it out for right now. So I'm going to see if I can email first. And if I set up the printer, I will come back and show you guys. But for right now, the job here is to connect to the card reader without doing all that coding, which is what I did. And then I'm going to see if I can test out a payment, right? Now that I already connected everything, let's test out a payment. I'm gonna do. So I finally figured out the issue. I updated my iPhone and I also made sure that there are no updates on the Terminal Pay app. But then after I still plugged it in, it gave that same error saying that it needs to update my device. And lo and behold, when I plugged in my what do you call it? My M2 reader. This is how it looks. See how it's gone to green, and now I have $1. I put $1 in there, so I'm going to charge somebody in this. Like, let's assume a client is paying in the terminal. I'm going to charge them $1. So I have the $1 typed in there, and I'm going to charge. And let's retry. Okay, let me try something else. This time around, I'll type in how much I'm charging this person. So I'm going to charge this person $1, right? But instead of going directly to swipe the card, I will type in what it's for, test payments. Test payment, right? And hit done. And now it's ready for the customer. So I'm going to charge this $1. See how it's saying sent to reader? And now payment received, transaction has been completed. And if this was a customer that had everything set up, I would have either emailed them their receipt or printed the receipt for them. I'll probably buy a printer and also show you guys how to connect it, but I'm sure the printer will probably be an easier setup. Now, looking at these, like the setup and everything, hang on, let me click done and see that went away. And then if I go to So this is what will be available soon to me. Um, the platform probably either takes the $2 takes part of the $2, because remember I charged $1 right now, and before it worked I tested out $1. So I need to figure out what is going on with the payment system and let you guys know. So, my final thoughts on this Stripe M2 reader is that it is something that I am still figuring out. And I like that this terminal pay has an option to take payments by phone as well, just in case um, things fail. But also, as a business owner and even as a person, you have to find ways to troubleshoot and also to have alternatives just in case your main plan fails. You have a second plan, especially if you're working a trade show or um, like a holiday market or a market somewhere else where things may not be readily accessible to you. And something else that I'm also thinking of getting to pair with this M2 reader is a um a charging bank, like a power bank. So I'm thinking of getting that, a power bank that will work for not just it, but also for my iPhone, so that I can keep it fully charged in case I'm somewhere where there's not quite a lot of charging spots or just readily available access to electricity or like a place to charge my port or my phone. And another thing is also, how do I refund someone? And I was looking at that. There isn't quite an an option to refund on terminal pay that I see, but you can go straight to your Stripe dashboard to refund a payment. And that is what I am currently doing because I want to refund this payment and see if it shows up um in my statement, in my bank statement. So go to this, and this is how it looks. So I went in there into the transactions. This is already up. The pop-up is already up. But if you can see, I went into transactions and I clicked the first one and I'm about to refund it. So when I was looking at reasons, there is one, there's a duplicate, there's a fraudulent, there's requested by customer. I'm doing other. And when you do other, you have to provide a note. So I just said testing the Stripe M2 reader connections. And I'm going to copy this note so that I can paste it in the other one. And I'm going to refund. Okay. And this time around, I am going to refund the other one. And I guess there's a way to click the two of them and refund, but I decided to do it one at a time just because this is a first time. And sometimes you proceed with caution. I'm really learning how to proceed with caution with a lot of things. So, refund payment, and reason is other, and this is it. And refund. Yes, and this is how it looks. And I am going to close out of this. And while I have closed out of that, I am gonna go into terminal pay and look at my statements. So remember, I did two credit card transactions. I did the first one and then I did the second one to show you guys. And when I went to my available soon, it had $1.84 in my available soon, right? But then when I went to, let me see here. When I go to my activity, it says that I paid, it shows the accurate amount of transactions that I had, right? It shows that. But then after I have refunded those transactions, it's saying that negative 0.16 will be available to me soon. So I don't really know what that is about. I don't know if Terminal Pay takes certain payments. So I'm really going to have to go back to their website and read the support articles again and just figure out what that is about. And I'm also going to give it a moment, like a day, and come back and see what's up with this dashboard. Because sometimes we expect things to happen so quickly. So I want to give it that space and that time. So I went back to my Stripe dashboard and looked, and that 0.08 is the Stripe processing fee. So since I did that transaction twice, it became $0.16. So yes, that is the Stripe processing fee. So it's not a terminal pay thing. But yes, this is my review of, I guess, the Stripe M2 reader coupled with a tutorial, coupled with trying it with Terminal Pay. Now, this is just with setup. I haven't tried it with an actual, like in an actual setting where I take a lot of payments. I haven't tried it. So this is me wishing myself luck and praying and hoping that when it's time to garner those payments, everything works out the way I want it to work out. But that is it, guys. That is it. This is it. And that's all for Terminal Pay and Stripe. And as I figure out more things and as I start to set up receipts and connect a printer, if it's something that is complicated, trust I'll make a video on it. But if it's something that is not, then I don't really see, I believe you all are smart. So I don't really see a reason to make a video if it's something that's quite simple. Thank you once again for going through this video with me and going through this setup process with me. And thank you for making it to the end. If you have used Stripe M2 Reader before and you have any tips, tricks, or even a better POS app that may work for me, please let me know in the comments. And if you've tried Terminal Pay and you like it and you have any more tips that I can use, I'm always looking for how to be better. Please leave that in the comment section. And I will also be active in the comment section if I find something else that I deem worth sharing with you guys. Again, have a lovely Sunday. I love you. Mwah.